What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Command and Console. My name is Jason. Today we're looking at my picks for the best Nintendo Wii hidden gems. These are games that I generally believe don't really get that much recognition or are really talked about these days for the Nintendo Wii. I've grown up to really appreciate the Nintendo Wii and literally its catalogue of games. I think it's really underrated these days. I think it's a great machine and these games are super underrated and are hidden gems. So without further ado, let's get to my picks. So the first game in this list is a basically forgotten Need for Speed title for the Wii, and I think it's a bloody good time, guys. It is Need for Speed Nitro. This game is taking the Need for Speed arcade racing formula and make it just a stripped back, straight up, fast paced, just let's kick ass, drift around corners and go as fast as possible. It takes away all the busy work of the usual Need for Speed stuff like customizing your cars, finding races to do, and it's just literally a straight up arcade racer. I'm surprised this wasn't in arcades because it's one of those kind of just, 2-minute races in arcades as fast as possible. Eat your money and take you on the track for a race. It's super fast paced. You could jump in and play, have a five-minute race and have done with it. It's a great pick up and play title. I really recommend this. Need for Speed Nitro. Next up on the Wii is a fairly divisive game in the Metroid scene, but I'm not really the biggest Metroid fan when it comes to the lore and the character. I just love the games in general, so just a general fan here for Metroid. But Metroid Other M is a game here that I would say is a super hidden gem. You can flip between the 2D action and the first person shooting in this game. Really fun. I think it's really fun. Super hated on in the Metroid community. I'm assuming based on things like the characterization or maybe the gameplay isn't what the bigger kind of Metroid fans were after in this game. But for me, just a general, just kind of, I guess, casual fan, I suppose, of Metroid, this game is loads of fun. And it's fairly cheap nowadays as well on the Wii. You could pick this up for about £10 or under, maybe even cheaper than that if you find it elsewhere. But yeah, definitely a game to check out if you like these kind of side-scrolling Metroidvanias. But obviously, this is a Metroid game, so it's kind of sharing that Metroid, Super Metroid and Metroid Prime kind of styling. So you can switch between first person and shoot in first person and then do all the cool platforming stuff in 2D. Really cool. I like this game a lot. It doesn't get the love I think it deserves, and it's definitely a hidden gem on the Wii. Next game, guys, absolutely blew my mind. It doesn't deserve to be this good. I had so much fun with this. I've played it for about 2 hours. I couldn't believe how good it was. Now, Sega published 3 different Marvel games on the Wii, all based on their respective movies, of course. The one I'm going to be talking about, I think, is a fairly hidden gem on the Wii, is Thor, God of Thunder. This game, guys, has no right to be as good as it is. It is so much fun. They utilised the Wii remote in just enough cool ways to not make it feel like a chore. It actually is really well implemented for me. Like I said, I found myself playing this for like 2 hours. I really like this one. It's really good. It kind of makes me want to pick up the 360 version that I definitely know got absolutely destroyed in the reviews and that. But I feel like if I like this, maybe the 360 version is an upgrade in that regard without the Wii controls, and that might be actually like, I'm up for that. But yeah, I'm really surprised by this one, guys. I really think this is a hidden gem on the Wii. I think it's really fun. Character action kind of, combo, flashy combat. But you use the Wii remote to do specific moves. And it isn't intrusive, in my opinion. It actually works really well. I highly recommend it. Thor on the Wii. It's dirt cheap these days as well. Go and check it out, guys. Honestly, I was really surprised how good this was. That's Thor, God of Thunder. The next game is a game I've spoken about before on this channel, a horror game on the Wii that nobody actually talks about, and it is Cursed Mountain. This game is a just a kind of like a really moody horror game about ghosts and spirits but you're on this mountain covered in snow in freezing weather, looking for your brother who went missing. This game is lots of fun. Very slow paced, very a slow burn horror, but I love those kind of horror games anyway. And it really kind of pushes that exploration of like this town on this mountain and just nobody's there. And it is really, really creepy. I really recommend this one, guys. I can't really describe what I want to say about this game, but it's really creepy. I think it's got great visuals for the time. And I think it's a cool story involved as well. And nobody talks about it. And you can get it £2 or less these days. It's really worth the money. It's really great. I highly recommend it. Definitely a hidden gem on the system. No one talks about it. I've talked about it a few times. Guys, go and check this out if you like horror games and you want a horror game on the Wii. It's quality. That's Cursed Mountain. This next game may not be a hidden franchise per se on the Wii. There's been plenty of games in this franchise on the Wii that are fairly well known. But when people talk about this installment of this series, no one really talks about this version. They always talk about the bigger versions like 360 and PS3. But I'm going to argue to you guys that this version of the game is the superior version of the game, in my opinion. And it is Sonic Unleashed. A bona fide hidden gem on the system. Maybe not hidden in terms of the fact that the franchise is massive, but in terms of like the version you need to play is the Wii version. Why do I say the Wii version? It's because this version has less werehog sections, beat 'em up sections, and more speed sections, speed, fast-paced platforming sections. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to 3D Sonic, I want more speed sections, more platforming sections. The werehog stuff is fine for what it tries to do, and it's nice to change up the formula of Sonic. It's nice to see it, but those on 360, those sections got really, really tiresome and really just I got done with it, and they lasted way too long in the 360 version, in my opinion. But when it concerns this version, they are short, sweet, and there's less of them, and you're getting what you want with the meat of the game, which is the speed running sections that we all love when it concerns 3D Sonic. Yeah, definitely a hidden gem for the Wii for me, just based on the fact that this is the least talked about port of this game, and the Wii version, just in my opinion, happens to be the best version of the game. Say what you will about Sonic Unleashed, whether you like it or hate it, but I love this game. I think it's great. Don't get me wrong, I love it on the 360. I think it's a really underrated game anyway in the Sonic franchise. I'm a huge Sonic fan, but I couldn't believe how much I love the Wii version. I think it's the best version of the game. That's Sonic Unleashed for the Wii. This brings us to the final game in this Hidden Gems video for the Wii. And this game, I don't really see many people talk about it. And I remember having this back in the day when I used to have a Wii. And this game was tons of fun. It's kind of like a JRPG that has God of War-esque combat, and it uses the Wii remote in really good ways. This game's called Pandora's Tower. I absolutely love this game. I don't think enough people are playing it. I don't think enough people know about it, and I think it's one of those games that I feel like you need to pick up now before it gets stupid money. It's already at that £50 mark in the second-hand market, so I really recommend you going out and picking this up, especially if you can find it dirt cheap. I wouldn't even say go and pay 50 for it, because I still feel like if you're going to go out and buy games at those prices, you're just allowing those prices to happen, which is, I guess we're all part of the problem. I'm definitely part of the problem there. But if you can find this cheap enough, about 20 quid, 25 quid, pick it up. It's a really great JRPG with that kind of God of War kind of combat. I love it. I think it's so fun. It's got a cool premise to it as well that I don't even remember, but whatever. I played it fucking 15 years ago. So yeah, but this game is loads of fun. If you want that kind of RPG kind of progression system, but you want that combat from God of War, this game is definitely that. Really like it. It's really good. Definitely a hidden gem on the Wii. Comes in this cool black case. I've got it in a protective shell because it's more of a pricey game, so I wanted to make sure it is protected, I guess. But yeah, that's Pandora's Tower. Awesome game. I can't recommend it enough. Definitely a hidden gem on the Wii. That is it, guys. Those are my picks for hidden gem games on the Wii. Definitely a bunch here that I think you can get your teeth into and really enjoy, especially that Sonic Unleashed. I can't echo it enough, guys. Sonic Unleashed is a great port of that game that has less werehog stuff and more speed stages. Like I said, it's amazing. Pandora's Tower is definitely one no one really talks about, that I think everyone should check out, even if you emulate it, whatever. It's just so fun. As always, guys, let me know any of your thoughts on these games in the comments down below, and as always, let's continue to build a games collection.